Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Taste the Dragons, the Toddcast, video game podcast that all you marching band people listen to.
Call them cymbals and drums.
Drum majors.
Drum majors?
Yeah, that's what I was.
And drum minors.
Was it Drumline where they dropped the
drumsticks.
The drumsticks and walked away?
Yeah.
That was a power
That was with
moment in
Nick
cinema.
Cannon.
The Nick Cannon.
The Nick Cannon.
You know, he's listening to this podcast.
He is.
So thank you for dropping those drumsticks
Yeah, we
for all of
appreciate
us,
that.
for humanity.
Yeah. I mean, and he knows plenty of people who've got talent, at least in America. So, I mean, that's why he's listening to us.
Wasn't he fired from that show?
He probably was.
Yeah.
Did they put talent in quotation marks?
Well, I mean, you know, it's America. So, I mean, that's a given already.
But if not, he wouldn't be on The Masked Singer.
Exactly. He got fired so he could be on The Masked Singer. He was sacrificed for our pleasure.
Yes.
One day he will be one of the singers.
He'll do
and
both.
host the show. Yeah.
I mean, Jenny McCarthy's also on there. So, really, they don't have that much talent on that show.
But Ken Jeong is also
Wow.
on there.
He's awesome.
Wow, we lost
I like
one
him.
more
He's the
viewer.
best part of it.
That's fine. I'm fine with losing Jenny McCarthy.
Well, we just lost Jenny as one of our listeners.
Yeah.
So almost everyone listens
She's
to
not
this.
coming back.
Hey, we still have Jenny from the block, so we're fine.
Can we replace her with Carmen Electra as a listener?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
If Singled Out can do it.
Hey, she also had a much better Playboy spread. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you should. You should.
I've seen exactly two Playboys in my entire life. The Ginger Spice one and the Marge Simpson.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Same thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
I guess.
This conversation is strange and uncomfortable.
My mom bought me the Ginger Spice one.
Oh, no, I was wrong. Now it's strange and
Yes.
uncomfortable.
I think she was just like, be straight. Here you go. You really want the Spice Girls one, but you're straight.
He'll drive it further and further, man. Just don't.
Well, as always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
Amanda.
And I'm Joe.
And then we also have some very special guests this week.
That's right. We are continuing our new segment, our Guest of Dragons, our GODs, our Gods of the Week. Right in front of me here, we have not only a close friend to all of us, but what is also known in the Destiny community as a triple threat. He is a hunter, warlock, titan, and the heart of our fire team. We have Carlos.
Hi.
Yay!
I waved to the mic, but people can't. I have a face for radio.
It was close. It was close.
Carlos, my favorite thing about you in Destiny is that you have continued to play Destiny.
Yeah.
That is why you are the heart of what I feel is our commanding team. You have stayed the course the entire time.
Our only source of experience for our clan for quite a while.
Those clan engrams come from me.
Yeah, they do!
You won't play for 2 months. You'll come back and it'll be like, here's all this stuff. And it'll be like, where'd this come from?
Here's a bunch of loot.
Just
You're like,
Carlos.
just awesome.
Thanks, Carlos.
You are what has kept our clan from being auto-deleted.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
They were supposed to auto-delete them about 4 months ago due to inactivity, but because you were still earning us engrams, ours got to stay.
Yep.
I mean it when I say it. And seated next to Carlos, we have another dear friend to the podcast, one of the OGs when it comes to Destiny, there from day one when Destiny came out.
From Day Alpha, me and
Day
Ryan.
Alpha. That is right. Also, you may know him from the Tater Talk podcast,
Yeah.
one of the sister podcasts, the only sister podcast to,
Right
to
now.
ours.
Still
Yeah.
one of.
Check it out every Wednesday. I would consider the soul of our fire team, Anthony.
Hola. All right.
And I say soul because when the new expansion came out, you sent a text to all of us that just said, "Eyes up, Guardian." And I got goosebumps.
But what else do you say?
I know.
Like,
It
you
was-
didn't have to think about it. As soon as I was like, this is it. Eyes up, Guardians.
I felt it.
Let's get ready to kick butt.
I was like, I don't know if I'm going to buy it. And then I was getting the text and I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah.
You inspired
That
us.
was what I was hoping.
I don't remember when it was, but many, many moons ago, I think it was you. Somebody somewhere got the Ghost for Destiny, the one that's like the Alexa.
Oh, I had it.
He had it, and,
And
I
I
had
got,
it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
still
yeah.
had the app on my phone, and it said your name
Yeah.
is asking for help.
Oh, that's us. Because we have it. We have it. Yeah.
I think we got one for you guys.
Yeah, and it's in the room. It's in our room.
We got one as well. I think we all.
We all got one.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I logged on so quick. I was ready. I was rusty. I was like, it doesn't matter. He's asking for help. I'm going to do it.
I love it.
But yeah, in case you guys are wondering, this is going to be a heavily Destiny-themed episode. By heavily, I mean it's just Destiny-themed today.
Oh, we're going hard.
We're going in. So I apologize if you do not like Destiny. I would not recommend skipping this episode because we're still going to have a lot of fun. But if you really don't like Destiny, this is probably not your episode.
Or
know what?
maybe we'll change your mind.
That's right.
If you don't like Destiny, then you'll understand why Borderlands is what it is, since they bought the entire engine for Borderlands from Bungie.
So let's get into the game that we've been playing this week.
What are you playing?
Yes.
Yes. So
It's a pretty easy question.
It's a pretty easy question. With the
Yes,
exception of Joe, all of us have been playing Destiny this week.
That's right. October 1st, Destiny came out with a brand new expansion, a huge one that we touched on last week as well, talking about. And what's significant about this new expansion is that Bungie, who is the makers of Destiny, used to be with a company called Activision, and they separated from them, kind of like they separated from their big parent company. And this is their time to really let Destiny shine on their own merits without, Big Brother or their parents.
Destiny is now, as of this moment, an independent game. It's an indie game.
Right.
And they almost apparently bankrupted their company buying the rights to Bungie to Destiny back.
It's super inspirational.
Good for them.
Yeah. And so this expansion kind of harbors all of that outside game knowledge inside the game as well, and they totally revamped everything. So it's never been a better time to jump into Destiny.
It feels
which
so
is why
different.
we're here. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. And Joe's been doing a lot of watching myself play Destiny.
I love to watch.
She does. She enjoys falling asleep to me playing Destiny every single
The
night.
sounds are just so calming. I don't know what it is. I actually love Destiny. I
Even
love,
on the moon?
he was doing something yesterday. I don't even know what kind of bad guys. They look like they were infected, like half Vex, half weird fleshed things. I don't know what they were. Whatever. They were probably the new guys, I'm assuming. I don't know what the new guys are called.
I mean, they could have been. Were
They could have
They
been
were
just
like
the Vex
red-
with the trees.
Right.
No,
Maybe
the Nightmare People.
Nightmare People, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
doing one of those, and it sounded insane, but I was like, oh, this is so nice. I really miss this game.
Although, to be fair, if he's in the moon, it is kind of calming music in the moon.
Oh, yeah, the ambient music is
The ambient
really
music
nice.
when you're in it, not on it.
But the moon's filled with strange, demonic whispers and people dying
People
and
screaming.
death agony, and it was just
Yeah.
oh, it's so soothing. It's just,
Lots of
I'm a
bloody,
little
go to
weird.
sleep.
lots of bloody red ghosts floating around.
Yeah, our roommate Jess, she's sitting there on her phone or whatever, and I'm going throughout the moon, and then somebody's one of the patrols calls out to you like, "Oh, help me!" And so I just keep riding my bike past them. So I'm like, "No, I don't want to do this mission." And Jess, but I don't say that out loud. And Jessica's like, "Why aren't you helping that person?" I'm like, "Well, it's not a person, A, and
It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a nightmare. It's not a real thing. It's haunted. And B, I don't want to do that right now. So no."
They were a little relentless.
Yes,
so
they are.
in the moon, there's just a bunch of disembodied ghosts that are just sitting there crying for your help. And the thing is, if you do help them, that's great and fine. Doesn't make them go away.
No, they
Not
just
at
come back
all.
later.
Which just adds to their torment.
You know what gets me is when you see a ghost and you're like, fine, I'll go help you, and it's floating somewhere, and you go up to it and it goes, disappear, reappear. I'm like, no. I came to where you were, and you decided to disappear behind a rock. You don't want my help. Because some of them do that thing where they'll go from up here to down there. I'm like, you didn't want my help. You fooled me. You ballyhooed me, and I don't want to do this now.
Yeah.
I have to virtually walk 6 steps. Done.
Done.
No.
And we're talking about actual, and by actual, I mean real fake ghosts, as we know them, not like the ghosts from the game, which are the things that keep you alive.
Yeah,
Not
that
the
is
robot
confusing.
Not
Oh, I'd
robot
help a
ghosts.
ghost.
Yes. No, yeah.
Oh.
But no, these are nightmares, as they're called. And the moon was added back, and I think it's really
miss it.
awesome because, it hasn't been in since Destiny 1. And when you go through it, though, it's pretty much the exact same map. They added a couple of areas to it. But everything that you go through, it's everything that you did in Destiny 1 has happened. So, you in one of the strikes in Destiny 1, you blew up a giant tank.
Yeah.
And then in this one, you're going past that area, and there's the tank that you blew up.
That's cool.
Seriously?
That's
Yeah.
the rumor I was talking to you about that. You're like, it's from a strike.
It's
Yeah.
the one where you have to run in the circle and the thing is attacking you.
And there's the
from
guys
Destiny
up
1.
above that are sniping you.
And this is when I remember that I remember nothing of Destiny.
It was cool though.
It was very cool because another one of the new strikes in this is one of the older strikes. It just has a little bit added on extra to it.
Oh, that's fun.
And so as I was going through it, I was like, wait, I know exactly where I'm going.
That's cool.
I forgot. I didn't realize how much I did remember from Destiny 1, which was 2 or 3 years ago. The last time I actually played it.
Is that the Crota one?
No, Skolas.
Yeah, it was one of the two. It
this
was
was
the
the
giant
Skolas.
ogre at the very end.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
so
okay.
it was just one of those, wow, I did not realize how much I remembered of this game. And then as I was going through a zone, I was like, wait a second. I think when in Destiny 1 you zoomed in, or you first landed over here and I rolled over there. I was like, oh yeah, I did. This was my vantage point in Destiny 1. This is really cool.
Yeah.
So it's got a nice, drip of nostalgia.
a lot.
And,
Yeah.
kicks into muscle memory from Days Gone.
That first night we were playing, because you guys were doing the smart thing of playing the game, and I was doing the thing that I always do in a game like this, where I was exploring, because I always want to, any open world game, I always want to explore as much as possible. I want to get to the point where the game says, no, stop. So I'm going to see if I can go over there. I want to go over here. I want to walk here, ride here, until the game says, no more beyond this. So I know my boundaries. I went in there and I'm like, this is that strike. Like, I remember me, Prime, and Brian did that strike together. Died a bunch of times. But I was like, this was so, like, I remember, like, beating that strike and being like, yes, I am a great guardian.
What'd you guys think of the main story? I know we've only gotten a piece of it, and that's how they roll it out, but...
Carlos.
I had feelings.
Ooh.
I had a lot of feelings.
Okay.
You had me the whole way through. Spoilers?
Yeah,
We're going deep in Destiny
deep.
here. Like, we're not holding back.
We're going into the lore.
Yeah.
Got it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So, spoiler warning. I got all the way to the end, and then when you see basically yourself, and then yourself is like, we are salvation. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I thought that was like just, I didn't know that was the end.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I didn't realize I
yeah.
had finished the campaign either.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, but
Whoops.
it seems like they're going to be. This is definitely going to be a adding to stuff.
Yes.
So like more
it's
story
definitely
missions.
episodic,
There's
yeah.
definitely going to be. So that way you don't finish everything all at once.
Well, they
and then
already
never
did.
play it. Yeah.
Because then later, after the first week of Destiny, we got that Vex cinema. And then they're like, oh, now there's some Vex stuff. And you're like, okay.
Which is amazing.
This is probably the most exciting aspect of this expansion to me, is the idea that they're going to be doling this out on a weekly format, an episodic
Yes.
format. So you bought the whole game or the whole expansion. They didn't
you
just
gotta
give it
wait.
to you all at once. You are going to experience it together. Because I think in the past what would happen, or especially with you guys, we would start something. Maybe I would mainline the story, and then we'd be kind of disjointed, and we'd have
Because
to
we'd
catch
already finished
up,
it,
and,
yeah.
And so it
Yeah.
really felt like either someone was catching up or not, and whatnot. And it feels like with this format, they're going to find a way to keep us all together. And I think for the overall story and the power, wherever this pays off, could be really awesome.
Well, I was explaining to one of our friends who said, he's asked the other night, he goes, I hear Destiny has its problems and a lot of flaws, but it has a really dedicated fan base. And I said to him, like, well, one, you get out of Destiny what you put into it as a person. If you just go around and bum around and don't put too much effort into it, don't explore things, it's a FPS. It's a great FPS with good mechanics.
But it's going to feel shallow.
It's feel
Yeah.
shallow. I'm like, and especially in Destiny 1 where you only got the story, if you got Grimoire cards that then took you to a website where you had to manually read the story off of the game. But part of it is like, there is nothing like being with a bunch of your friends, even though you can only be 3 people in a fire team. You've got 2 or 3 fire teams all together in a PlayStation chat. And just going, oh my god, guys! What is happening together? Like,
Yeah.
Guys,
that
did
is
you-
why it's
Did
there.
you see the thing? Did you see? I've never seen this before, guys. Everyone, come over here right now.
Or
right
like,
now.
or
Yeah.
like when Ikora pops down and says some like crazy ominous stuff. You're like, that's why. Like experiencing that together. I mean,
It's
Yeah.
magic. It's
Yeah.
magic.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been so many times where we would just be. I mean, over the years through Destiny 1 and Destiny
Yeah.
2, where we've done everything. We've done, whatever. We're just all hanging out, and then we just start like jumping around the tower, which is your main base of operations.
Oh my God.
And then we find some like really stupid thing that you can only find if you jump around and explore.
Guys, there's a soccer ball up here. Guys, there's a soccer ball up here.
Yeah.
It's a soccer ball. We're like,
Yeah. I mean, in Destiny 2, we started
I
just
love that
jumping
soccer
around.
ball so much.
Yeah.
I love that soccer ball.
It's so stupid to get so excited about it.
Yeah.
And then you're like perfecting like your like,
How you slide into it.
slide kicks.
But like, we were just jumping around. And it's like, oh wait, I think I can reach that place up there. Let me see if I can jump up it. And then you jump up to it, and it's like, wait, there's a meeting room
Are
up
you
here,
referring
guys.
to our clubhouse?
Yes, our
Yeah.
clubhouse.
They took away from us?
Yes,
They
they
take
did.
it away.
They knew. They
Yeah,
knew
they
our
knew.
clubhouse
And-
was too secret.
But it was definitely intentional because they had that data pad in there that you
Yeah.
can click on. So it wasn't like just.
They,
Well, I
they
remember we only
reward your
discovered it 'cause-
curiosity. They reward it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we only discovered it because I remember we were all messing around, and I'm like, guys, I bet we can get into that room, and we were all trying different ways. I remember we all
was
split
like an
up in that
hour.
area to find
Yeah.
it, like an hour.
We
and
didn't
then I was
shoot
like,
anything. We didn't go on any expeditions. We
I
didn't
just
earn any
remember that.
experience. It was just jumping around.
I just remember that. I remember I found the weird. I'm like, guys, over here, and then that is where the communication comes in. Over where? Okay, go up the stairs as if you're going to go to that guy. Then make a sharp left, and that's the communication. And I still love that the first thing we all did, like, guys, pose for a picture.
Take a picture. We're trying to sit in the chairs that you can't actually sit in.
We
Yeah.
kind of got it.
Real quick. Let me take it back for a second. If I were this is a weird analogy. If I were baked in a cake, okay, and then the birthday party came and they were like surprise, and I went to go out of that cake and I hit my head coming out on like a table that was nearby. I slipped on the cake. I hit my table, and it was like 2013. Okay, and I woke up today and I had no idea what Destiny was. How would you explain Destiny? Or like, what is it? What is this game?
Have you played Halo?
It's 2013.
There you go.
Okay.
I remember when Destiny was coming out, I was like, I'm absolutely not going to buy it. It looks stupid because it looks like Halo with capes.
Yeah.
So obviously I was wrong, but that was how you explained it before Destiny came out, was Halo with
So
capes.
Yes.
a shooter, first-person shooter with capes.
I would, to be fair, that's not that far off.
No.
But it's basically take Halo and put it into an MMO.
Yeah, it's
So-
WoW and Halo.
Like a massive
yes.
multiplayer online role-playing game.
Exactly. And then they will be constantly patching new stuff in to Halo, but it's roughly Halo.
It's WoW.
Yeah.
It's like an ever-growing first-person shooter with role-playing elements.
With role-playing elements, and also gear that you have to level up. That type of stuff. So you have to also collect gear by doing raids and doing dungeons.
Gotcha.
And you collect gear. And
Well,
you-
that sounds great, sir, but I need to call my wife. I've been in a coma for 6 years.
I would be instantly
Thank you for
jealous
telling
of
me.
you.
You're welcome.
I'd be jealous of you.
Yeah.
Anyone playing Destiny now for the first time is playing the best iteration of Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one, they've now combined Destiny 1 and 2 into one game. Mm-hmm. A couple of our customers have restarted from the beginning, and they've taken actually story elements from Destiny 2 and later in Taken King and actually weaved them into a little bit Destiny 1. So like the Mara Sol stuff and the Ultron stuff doesn't come out of nowhere now. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because for us, it's like, oh, and now this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't care nearly as much about Aldrin as they want me to.
But I would have if it was in the beginning.
Right. And
Yeah.
but then we watched a video that talked about all of the things because I started playing right
Exactly.
before Forsaken, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he was cool. Oh, I'm sad I didn't.
And you would have
do
if that
this.
was
yeah,
there
yeah.
from the start. Like, I care about, like, the fact that we're going to explore the Vex more. I care about the Vex because the
Yeah.
Vex have been around, like, as a mystery.
And the
since
Vex,
jump.
and the Vex are robots, but they're
But not-
living robots
yeah.
with like a hive mind. They're like the Borg, basically.
Yeah.
So
But I would be instantly jealous of you if you were playing that. And I would describe it as a first-person communal mythology.
It's
is how I would
Halo
describe
meets-
it.
yeah, I like it.
It's
Ooh, I
Halo
like
meets
that.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
It
I like
really
that.
is very D&D like.
Yeah.
I do like that. Yeah, because Troy, you've been playing since the second year.
Correct.
Yeah, you started from the very first expansion,
The Taken King.
the Taken King.
The big
The
reform.
big.
Yes, where it actually really did become a game. Then.
We were playing the beta beforehand.
Yes. Anthony and I have been playing since the alpha of Destiny. We
Yep.
both got into that. So that was about 2 months before it actually released. I can't remember exactly how long.
About 2
that
or
was.
3 months.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a good chunk of change before it released, though.
Right.
So we've been playing since then. Amanda, you said you've been playing since right before
Yes, I bought the game about a month before Forsaken so I could catch up so that I was a high enough light level to play for Forsaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then
ju-
it didn't matter.
Yeah.
She jumped into Destiny 2 in the same way that I jumped into Destiny 1, kind of a year after they came out.
And your experience was so different. So remember when you jumped into Destiny 1 in year 2, I remember we were playing and you were talking about something and you were like, man, you guys sound so like a little roughed over by Destiny. And I'm like, and I remember I said, like, yeah, but you don't understand. Like, you know how you have that radar that has the dot where you need to go next? You're like, yeah, I'm like, we didn't have that in the beginning. That's new to us as of this expansion.
Yeah,
And
you
you're
all
like,
sounded
"What?"
like victims.
Yeah, and we're like, you know how you can pop your ghost up and it'll give you an exact direction to go? We're like, that's new. You know how it tells you your stats of your weapons? Or when you joined, when you could start re-rolling your weapon stats.
Yeah.
It's like, no. If you got a bad weapon, that's the weapon.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you worked at it, that's the weapon.
They have like PTSD. They're covering their like right eye. They're like, it's awesome if you only played it.
Like, you could go get the Thorn,
Yeah.
which is now, again, a thing in this one. But Thorn in Destiny 1 was like the gun to get.
Oh.
And if you got the bad stats, do it again. You got to get another Thorn to get good. There was no re-rolling that weapon. I remember I said that to you, and you were like, why are you guys playing this?
It was really fun, man.
remember that.
It's really fun.
Yeah, the mechanics are really good.
You didn't understand the loot cave was cool.
Oh my! See, that is the one thing.
That's how you know you've been playing since
The loot
since
cave.
year 1.
Did you ever hear
I
the tale of the loot
loved
cave?
the
yeah,
loot
yeah.
cave.
You all talk about the loot cave like it is straight up mythology.
It is. Let's break
It
in
was
the loot
so
cave.
good.
This sounds
It was
like
so
a
good.
Grimm's fairy tale.
So the loot cave existed before you could chat to each other in the game, and you couldn't. And PS Chat could not function. So even if you went to PS Chat, as soon as you hit Destiny, it would shut PS Chat off. So there was
Okay.
no way to talk to anybody. And it was a cave in Earth.
Yeah.
And it was at the part where you're where there's like a helipad and helicopters, and there's the hive over there, and there's this one cave that if you stood far enough back, you can't get too close. If you stood far enough back, about once every minute, a slew of enemies would come out, mostly
Hive.
hive, and there would
Like
be lots
the
of thrall.
rabid zombie.
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so what you do is everybody, and I mean everybody, you have like 10 people lined
At
up.
least.
There was a crashed capsule.
Okay.
So if you stood in the Cosmodrome, if you stood at the crash capsule, that was we had all figured out with no voice chat.
Right.
We'd all figured that's where you could stand.
You shoot
And
down the whole wave.
Everybody would shoot down the whole way, and they would just drop blue and purple engrams.
Wow.
So, and then you would just stay back there for maybe about 5 minutes. And in this 5 minutes, there'll probably be about 20 spawns of these people
Whoa.
because they all come out single file as well
Yeah.
because it's this tiny
It's a tiny
cave.
cave.
Oh,
I think
So-
we call that
Just mow them
genocide
down.
in
So then-
certain places.
after-
So you
Yeah.
wait like 5 minutes. Everybody waits, behind. There was a log, so like an actual like tree, like felon tree, and so
And you knew not to go
You knew
past
not to
it,
go
or
past
you-
that because
it
if you
wouldn't come
did,
out.
they wouldn't come out. So everybody would stay behind it, and then like all the engrams, which are basically
loot.
yeah, loot. That's
Yeah,
just
new
the other
guns,
loot. Yeah,
equipment,
yeah.
armor.
They're all on the ground, and they're all different colors based on their rarity. They can be blue, green, purple,
And
orange,
yellow.
and yellow. Yes, yeah. So you'd just be standing back here, and then you would just be seeing them all fall on the ground, and then you would just wait 5 minutes, and it's like, all right, let's go. And then everybody would like do like an emote or something, and then you would just go out there, collect your.
Amazing.
But nobody would break ranks beforehand.
It was
Yeah.
amazing, and you always knew if somebody was new because
'Cause they
they
break
would be
ranks.
somebody who would walk in to go get something in there, and you could see like the 30 people standing there, like no, what are you doing?
You
No,
see
no,
them all
no."
emoting.
Wait, 30 people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
however many
Oh,
that you could
There was,
have.
on a
however,
server?
It was like the max you could have, and it was like a C.
That's special.
And
Yeah.
wasn't it right near one of the local, one of the big helicarrier things that dropped them? Wasn't
One
it right
could,
near that?
a public event. That's the
A
other
public
thing.
event,
A
there
public
we go.
event could trigger there, and you'd see everybody. If a public event triggered, you see everybody go, God, well, damn it, I have a thing I'm doing.
It sounds like Destiny 1 was, hey, you make this fun.
It was.
Exactly.
And
that's
it
exactly
sounds
what
like
it was.
people rose to the occasion, and they did, so that when Destiny 2 came out, it was like, all right, we'll bring the fun to you.
And
We'll
then
be
they
halfway.
nerfed it.
Yeah.
And then they nerfed the loot.
Oh yeah,
cave.
yeah. Well, they had to,
Wow.
but then again, like they just let it go because that really was our source of fun for a good like month or two.
But it was
but it was
cool.
great though, just seeing everything pop up because like, ooh, I wonder what it could be.
And you would sometimes get exotic engrams too. And if there was an exotic engram, you were like, oh,
Yeah.
it was worth it.
But then you have to wait because you're like, wait, I can't go out there right now. Everybody's gonna yell at me.
Can't be that
even
guy.
though they can't physically yell at you
Yeah.
at all.
You'll feel it. You'll know.
Yeah.
And what we would do is if someone broke ranks, you'd see everybody start shooting that person. You can't kill them, but it's like, hey, shoot, stop. What are you doing?
So
Ruining it.
does the new expansion that just came out, do you miss that stuff because of of all the new things that are
No.
now in the game, or does it just feel really natural? Like it's better because of that stuff?
Yeah, now they still do have kind of loot cave-ish stuff. So now you can redo things. It's just not like a steady stream of stuff that drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this. While I do miss that, I think I miss it more for nostalgia. Mm-hmm. Like if another loot cave, in quotation marks, does come out again, I'll probably do it for a day. Just be like, I remember this.
Cool.
And I feel like this expansion feels a lot, in a positive way, a lot like Destiny 1. There's things to collect. There's things to discover now. There's 4 kinds of chests you can do. There's these bunny things. The other night, I accidentally stumbled into that weird room on the moon.
Right.
Where I had to fight 3 waves of Vex, and then I got an exotic quest for it.
Right.
So it feels a lot like Destiny 1, except this time it's all on purpose, because that loot cave was not there on purpose.
Yeah.
the intentionality behind Destiny, and I definitely feel it with this new expansion with the free-to-play stuff and the way that they're incorporating so much. I feel like the intentionality is a lot stronger, so you don't feel like you're just randomly thrown in there as much.
I agree.
Yes.
And then, Carlos, we never got to hear, when did you start playing?
Anthony started playing before me. I remember he was in the house playing, and then he's like, you should play it. And I'm like, I'm okay. And then weeks went by.
Well, that was when it was still Destiny was abusing its players.
For sure, because I saw the PTSD on his face. He's like, no, that was awesome.
It was supposed to happen like that.
Yeah, I was supposed to fall down the stairs. It's fine. That was my fault.
It was okay. So then it was when they released the collection of Destiny 1, like towards the end of Destiny 1 before they released Destiny 2. And then I was at Target one day, and then I had birthday money, and I said, they're like, what can we help you with? I'm like, I'm going to take this Destiny game, and I'm going to buy this PlayStation.
Oh.
You got a controller, too. You got a second controller.
And I got a controller out of it.
Oh.
Because Destiny will kill a controller.
Because one of my friends let me borrow his PlayStation, and I could only have it for so long before I was like, I need my own. This is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
This is a problem. So then I went and bought everything, and then I grinded it, and in one weekend, Anthony was at work, and I kept texting him. I'm like, I'm on Mars. I'm on the moon.
Hey,
I'm
boom,
right
I'm on
behind
Mars.
ya.
And I'm like, Jesus.
I flew through the whole thing, all of the cinematics, everything. And then when Destiny 2 came out, they were like, you can transfer a character. And I said, done. And I still have my Titan, my Awoken Titan.
Oh.
She's my character from Destiny 1.
You're the
Beautiful.
reason I got good at Crucible.
You're welcome.
Because in Destiny 1,
Yeah, you hated it.
I hated Crucible. I didn't like it. I didn't see a point to it. I wasn't good at it. Although I wasn't good at it because I was playing it too much like you play PvE.
Yeah,
Where
okay.
I'm like aiming down my sights where it's like in Crucible, don't aim, just shoot. The bullet will find where it's got to go.
The bullet knows what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
And I wanted to play with Carlos, and he was, at the time, he's like, well, I'm playing Crucible. If you want to play with me, we're playing Crucible. I'm like, I don't want to play Crucible. I just want to shoot stuff. He's like, well, that's it. And I started playing with him, and he made me learn to like Crucible.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys
And yeah,
check,
Brian knows I hated Crucible.
did you guys check out the new Crucible
Of
modes?
course. Today,
We
I
love
spent an
Destiny
hour
here.
and a half playing Scorch Team.
Yes,
Have you done it?
that's what I was
No.
gonna say.
It just gives everybody rocket launchers with infinite ammo.
No, the Scorch Cannons, the things
The
you
Scorch
usually
Cannons,
do to take out
yes.
tanks, everyone starts with a Scorch Cannon.
And they have infinite ammo.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And it's nothing but jumping and shooting. Everyone's jumping and shooting. It's the best.
silly.
That's very funny.
That feels like old school Halo.
Well, I wonder what I'm going to do tonight.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm there.
No, tonight you're going to help me.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh,
Brian
that's right. Yeah, we are.
are going to help me do a quest for an exotic bow that I've been trying to do
Yes,
in,
yes.
in the Scattered Throne room that Petrovenge gives it. She gives it to you.
Okay.
So an exotic gear can be a helmet, a chest piece, a gun. I want the exotic bow.
The
Yes.
legendary. I mean, no.
No, it's
or the
exotic.
legendary.
It's exotic.
Yeah.
It's just top tier, the
Yes.
best tequila you can get. But the thing is, you have to defeat the little sub pockets of this throne room
Okay.
in order to give this talisman to
Petra?
an awoken warrior inside of the Scattered
You
Throne
think
room.
it's that simple? It's Destiny, man.
It's not. And in the end, they're like, "You are worthy," and you get the bow. Hopefully, it's not like a quest inside of a quest.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is.
Brian got really far in it.
I did. I got fairly far in it. Carlos got pretty far in it as well. Right. We were talking about this right before the podcast because he was like, all right, I need help doing this. And I was like, is it the scattered throne? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. Because the thing is you also have to do it in one shot. You can't die as a single player. Because if you died as a single player, you start
it's a strike,
at the
essentially.
right.
beginning.
You don't get, yes. No one can res you. You just
you just start from the beginning.
We just did I'm doing the Eris Morin's Dead Companions. Every time you finish one, you get a new object from another one, and then if you do all the questions,
I'm
you get
in
a
the
rare
middle of
weapon.
doing that as well. It's like just difficult enough to be annoying, but just fun enough to be worth doing.
But one of them has the same type of thing where you have to beat a really difficult area for a boss. And I was like, Troy, do you want to come help me with this? And then we went to go do it, and it was impossible for me to have done it by myself because it was the same type of thing where if I died, I had to start over, and you had to kill these the main boss in each area in 40 seconds, or you had to start. And it was just like, how? Don't play Destiny by yourself is the message.
Oh, no, it's a community game.
Yes.
If you were a solo player, you were probably going to not have fun with this game.
And that's one of the charming things about it is that there is a difficulty spike in these games that require intense teamwork, which I think is why we have so much fun with it, because we have a good set of team members.
Also, not to toot our own horn, I think we're actually all really good at communicating when we're all playing together.
Yeah. Well, we got there.
We
had to work on that.
I mean, we have to cut through abuse, but the raid.
But yeah, that was. It's great. I'm just loving the new expansion. How about you guys? You guys?
Yeah.
I'm curious of what it's going to turn into.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I hope it's more puzzles.
Yeah.
So like more problem solving on top of the shooting.
Well, you know what I've noticed? The problem with Destiny 1 and the beginning of 2, and I'm going to go to the raid. The raid had things in it that do not exist in the game. It had platforming. It had weird puzzles that don't exist anywhere in the game, so you were unequipped. But I feel like now this is things that we're doing. Like, this is new stuff, and I feel like these are going to be in the raid. They're peppering these weird quests here to show you the mechanics of what will eventually be down the line. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Bring me along.
Yeah, I actually watched somebody do the new raid when it first dropped, and it seems like the mechanics are a lot more. Now I don't want to say simpler, but you actually do use almost every single one of these mechanics in the main game. You just have to be more. Just
creative.
Better at it.
Precise.
Yeah, just more precise. Yeah, you have to have better communication. You're doing a lot more splitting up 2 and 2 and 3 and 3.
Which
or
we're
whatever.
good at.
Yeah, which we're fine with. So it is a lot more of that versus, all right, you have to shoot the middle of this thing. Okay, you have to run from these dogs.
You have to turn counterclockwise while hopping on a foot.
Yeah.
Here's a platforming section. Destiny's never had platforming. Manda and I and Carlos have discovered a favorite mode in this game now, the Vex Offensive.
Oh, it's very good.
It's loot the mode. It is loot the mode.
I would love to get there if it ever counts my damn gate
Oh,
lords.
yeah.
It's still not.
I'm in the middle of I actually, speaking of the raid, I just finished an exotic quest, but I can't finish it. So it's for a gun that if we're in a fire team and I'm shooting, like, let's say I'm shooting a gate lord in the juice box, which is their only weak spot. As I shoot it, it actually expands the weak spot across their whole body to have a bigger target for the weak spot. But the last step is to complete the raid.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, son of a gun. Because I did everything else.
Everyone here typically plays as one type of character. There's 3 characters. Hunter, which is agility and killing. There's a Warlock, which is distance and magic. And then there's the Titan, which is strength and
Close
defense
range.
and
Yeah.
close range.
Yeah.
Do you ever, since I have all 3 and I know a lot of you are only just one, do you ever feel like there's limitations to your character in a sense? Because when we did the raid the last time, my limitation as a Titan is I couldn't run fast enough before the orbs would explode in my hand and we would all die.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I think that is what drives the need for teamwork.
Yes.
And I have made a couple secondary characters, but I haven't leveled them up. But I feel like it makes me feel more unique because then there's things that only my Warlock can do.
You're a useful tool in the team.
Yeah, when someone's like, we need a Warlock for this, for healing, then I feel so purposeful.
I don't know what you're talking about. The hunters are perfect.
Okay, so let's not lie. I am a fellow hunter. I'm a hunter through and through. I've never created a secondary character. The only secondary character I even have in my account was actually Carlos's Warlock when he first tried Destiny.
Dabbled.
My hunter
Destiny
is my
dabble?
Destiny 1 hunter. I'm a hunter through and through, but I'll admit, hunters are very fast. We're nimble. We probably have one of the higher jumps. Hunters are also paper thin.
Yeah.
A hunter's not taking direct damage. I find myself having to alter my playstyle in this because I keep getting killed more than I want, because in Destiny 2 and in Destiny 1, I had upgraded my armor in the right ways where I could play like a Titan because I could take damage but still be fast. I don't have that kind of armor on right now.
Eek.
But that's the thing. I know that my hunter is gonna, if I take a couple direct shots, I am dead. But I also know that, for instance, like we were in that one raid, if I accidentally fall into that pit that insta kills you, a hunter, I'm fast enough I can jump right back out of it and also not lose speed. And I think I agree with you. That's what makes it. I think that's what fosters that community thing. It's like, I know that I am useful in my role,
And then
you are in your role.
tie in our personalities into the roles.
Oh, Amanda and I are definitely hunters.
So then, when, like when I'm struggling to make a jump, and then I see Anthony like fall down and jump back up out of a thing, I'm like, Anthony, like it's not just your class, it's you. And so like I also feel that way if someone's like, look at me flying in the sky. It's like not just a warlock, that's Troy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, like when Brian or Prime come in as Titans, and they like
It's fantastic.
thunder down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, you too, Carson. You thunder down and put up a barricade in front of us. I'm like,
Yeah.
exactly.
Woo!
That is them. You guys are protecting us while us hunters, who for some reason are getting shot too much right now.
Yeah. And then Carlos is the chameleon who can like do every trade, and you just hop in and whatever is needed.
Yeah, but
and
he
that's
has
like
one he likes.
My main is my Titan
right.
because
It's your first.
she's my first. She's gorgeous. She's everything I want.
She's woke.
She is awoke.
Woke in.
She has a chest piece, and the chest piece auto reloads my auto rifles, so I never have to reload my gun.
That's nice. And for the exotic that I have, because what makes exotics if you don't play it is that they have a special thing that only they can do. This
Right.
one piece of gear, this one piece of weapon, whatever. It's something unique to this. It's exotic, which is what it's called. So Carlos is what he was saying is he has a chest piece, and you can only use one. You can only have one piece of armor that is exotic,
And one weapon.
one weapon that's exotic at a time. And so I always use boots that allow me to hover longer or fly longer. And I realized that I have to keep those on from now on because I played
That's
like
your
a year or two with these boots on. So I have it already timed out in my brain mentally. Like, all right, I know exactly how long I can hover for and how far I can go. And then when this dropped, I had to like switch them out in order to level up my light. And so I found myself dying a whole lot more because I'm just like, I can make that. Oh no,
I can't. No, I can't.
Well, I think that goes back to my point of, I find myself, I now have to alter, because now none of us can keep with the armor we want.
Yeah.
And I'm ugly right now. It's killing me. I find myself having to teach myself how to play again because I was used to being able to, as a hunter, because of the armor build I had, I could take a lot more damage before I had to get out of dodge.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Those stats don't seem to exist in the game right now.
Nope.
I do think it's interesting. We should all talk about our builds because I feel like not only is your class unique to your personality, everybody's armor build is unique to how they play. Because I know I will sacrifice being able to take damage for speed. My builds are always hyper speed and healing focused, like regeneration and speed focused at all
Hyper speed
times.
and healing. That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think I go auto rifle.
Yeah.
That's all I got. No, I think I try to abilities. I try to focus abilities regenning as
Warlock
fast as
would.
possible.
Yeah.
Because that's where a lot of my power comes from. So things that can drop more orbs to get my super up, or just an extra melee with power, or with the magic works for me. So I try to be abilities focused.
Nice. Amanda?
I have a tendency to go hand cannons and scout rifles or auto rifles. I actually like to stand behind everyone and just pick things off from the background. Ironically, I don't like the sniper rifles. So a sniper who doesn't like sniper rifles.
Yeah, but you got a good hand cannon. It
I have
can be
a
almost a
great
sniper
hand
rifle.
cannon,
I think you and I have the same one, and it's basically a hand sniper rifle.
Yeah. What about you, Carlos?
I like I have a set of armor that's you can level it up to its max. So a masterwork armor. You can't integrate modifications to these, but when you kill things, you drop orbs for everyone so that their supers go up. So I like my chest piece with my auto rifle so I can constantly be shooting things. But as I kill things, you get orbs. So everybody's super leveled.
So you're
feel
like a
like-
team player.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say I feel like it speaks a lot to our personalities that all of our builds are all about us, except for Carlos, who's just like, and then everybody gets something. It's like, oh yeah, we're jerks.
He's the heart. I'm telling you, he's the heart of this thing.
And then for myself, I'm a bow / scout rifle. I used to love scout rifles, but then bows, I just love to use
bows are
those
so
now.
good.
Bows
Gotta
are
get
so
better
nice.
with the bow.
And then I use sniper rifles as well. And then my build goes towards resilience. So I have a higher shield. I can take more damage. And then my abilities also go towards that. So one of my melee ability, actually I throw a hammer. But when that hammer hits something, as soon as I pick up, I can actually pick up my hammer. And as soon as I pick it up, my health starts regenerating.
Cool.
So I like staying alive.
Novel.
As a Titan, that's good.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, I noticed that, like, I think the reason why I go for speed and which is intellect and stuff like that is, for whatever with my hunter, I like to get up and close. Like, you guys have seen me, I will use my melee more than I'll use any of my guns.
Stab.
I play with my knife more than my guns, but I also play with my smoke grenade, which is why I will never get rid of void. So I find myself but to play, if you're gonna melee a lot and use a smoke grenade and not heavily rely on your guns, you better be dang fast.
You gotta get out of there.
You gotta get out. Like, stab. I gotta go.
And I don't ever use my ability. This is one of
Yeah.
my weak points. I don't ever use my
Oh.
super. I don't hardly ever use my
they're
abilities
so
unless I
cool.
need health.
Oh, but
I'm
your
not
super's
throwing my
so
health.
great, though.
I'm
And
just
The
I-
Titans are terrifying too.
Yeah, they are.
They just
Yeah.
come out of nowhere and it's on fire.
And it's boom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. And
Nope.
you're like, ha, ha.
Nope. Bow.
It is the worst thing to hear in Crucible is a Titan super go off.
Bong.
You're like, I don't even know if I'm in the line of fire, but I'm pretty sure I am.
All right. Well, now that we've talked about our builds and what we've been playing this week, and Joe, what you've been watching this week,
Enjoying watching, I hope.
enjoying, yes.
Absolutely.
All right, and falling asleep too, and
Best sleep I've had in a long time.
it's true actually. Let's go on to a little bit of news.
News.
Yeah, news.
Little crossover.
Little touch of tater talk in there.
I love
Crossover
it.
sounds.
So, Amanda, you have some Destiny centric news.
I do.
Destinews?
Destinews. So there's a rumor that new changes are coming to the tower. The internet is speculating that a new section is going to appear behind Ikora. So if you go there today, you can see in-game NPCs in construction over a new tunnel, and we don't know where the tunnel is going to go. So they said that people think they copied this a little bit from Fortnite, because Fortnite will do that.
Yes.
Where they will construct the game. They will construct
Before
the new
your
section,
eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
inside the game and outside the game. So as we come in to week, it'll get longer and longer until we finally find out what Ikora is building.
Please be a Cade memorial.
Oh, that would be so
Like,
sad.
expand his ramen shop.
Cade Memorial or bowling alley? You tell me.
Oh my god,
Why
I
not
would bowl.
Oh,
No.
It could be both.
You're telling me Cade's not into bowling?
Yeah.
Cade's alley.
Yeah.
Cade's alley 6.
Right up Cade's alley.
It's and then it's got an arcade.
All the bowling pins in Cade's bowling alley are chickens.
Yeah.
Roosters.
People who work at Bungie who are listening to this, you should do it.
Free ideas, man.
Free ideas.
I'm still not over Cade.
Oh, neither am I.
I need Cade 7 to pop up.
In other news, players beat the raid boss by throwing a single smoke grenade at it. Apparently, there's a certain place in the raid where the floor is full of holes, and by throwing a smoke grenade at it, the boss will get confused and then fall off the map, ending that session immediately.
Guys, Manda and I are both Void class.
You do need to finish it for that quest.
We both
Throw
have
it.
smoke grenades.
Yeah.
We are getting a patch next week, which means we have a week before that is fixed.
We got to get in there fast.
We need to cheese the hell out of this guy.
They just released the patch notes, and those are usually a week beforehand. We have a week.
And our last bit of news is kind of like a rumor. It's like the mystery of the rabbits. So inside of Shadowkeep, there are a bunch of rabbits hidden around. And according to the news,
They kind of look like Nendroids. What are those called?
Yeah,
Nendo?
They look like
Nendo.
glowing
Nendos?
rabbits.
Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But according to the news, you can only collect 3 of the things you need to unlock these rabbits in a week. So no one has gotten all 9. And there are rumors abound on what will happen if you unlock all of the rabbits.
You've given me another mission.
Yes. So that's super exciting, is to see who's going to unlock all of the little rabbits first.
Because I know who it is. It's going to be Anthony.
Well, you guys have seen me.
you.
I am like hunting those rabbits.
You're rabbit hungry.
Well, when I found that first one that first night, it became my all-encompassing thought. I think I was on with you guys when I got the rice cake. I'm like, I got a rice cake.
It's actually really cool if you look into the lore and why there's rabbits.
Well, 'cause it's tied to the Jade Rabbit, right?
Because it's
Yeah.
the corporation that makes it is one of the gun manufacturers.
Yeah.
And one of the only exotics that they make is the Jade Rabbit.
Wow.
And so the legend of the Jade Rabbit is, at least in the Japanese and Korean version of it, is that the Jade Rabbit went to the moon and makes rice cakes on the moon. And so it's interesting.
Which
and then
is why you got to feed it rice cakes.
which is why you have to feed it rice cakes. And there's another thing with the Chinese lore of it as well. And it's all just really cool if you look into the actual lore of the Jade Rabbits and why all this stuff is going on.
It also makes potions, and they say if you go to the Jade Rabbit weapon and you look at it, there's a snippet about how they're selling pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
Is that the company doesn't just make guns, it also makes elixirs for people who have regenerated too many times and are starting to feel ill.
That's what it is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the Jade Rabbit, the Chinese one is that she's on there to research immortality, and then you as a
Yeah.
guardian is immortal in this
Yeah.
game. So it all ties into one
Well,
another.
and in the older lore, the Jade Rabbit stuff too, before they had fully explored the Bray facility on Mars, it was hinted that the Rabbit Corporation was an offshoot of the Anna Bray and the Bray family's thing, and that they were one of the ones who helped figure out the elixir that made putting a human person into an exo shell possible.
Wow.
Because there's even a bit in Cade's story that slightly ties into the Jade Rabbit as well, because it's one of the components. So
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
We haven't even scraped the surface
No,
of the
not at
lore in
all.
this game. We may touch a little bit of it in our tasty topic, but
Yeah.
the lore in this game is deep.
Yeah.
And
it
now
is.
it's actually available to you.
Oh yeah, and like Manda was saying with the Jade Rabbit, it's actually also the only weapon that has an advertisement for
something
it,
else that's
Yeah.
for
out
something.
Yeah.
Everything else is just a little descriptor. This is an advertisement for something else. So that's also unique to it.
So it's like, will this tie into, like, will you get like a weapon if you
It's
do all the
gotta.
rabbits? Will you get a new Jade Rabbit skin, or is it going to be something even bigger? Are you going to get like
you
a
get a
big
health
story
upgrade.
moment? Or
Cade,
yeah,
Cade 7 comes back.
But they
That's
need
all I
everyone to
want.
find the Jade
Yeah.
Rabbits.
So that was your last bit of news, right, Manda?
It was.
All right, well, and then also there is outside of Destiny. We will touch on to this more next week. However, I did want to bring it up that there is some stuff going on with Blizzard and elsewhere with in regards to China and Hearthstone and lots of politics stuff. So we're gonna bring it up next week. Go into a lot more.
Let it
delve into
unfold
it.
a little more over the next week.
Exactly. Let's see where this lands and see if we can do a little bit of an introspective on it as well. So I just wanted to give you guys a little hint. That way, it's not just pure Destiny.
We
news.
know what's happening.
Yeah, we know what's going on. Yeah, we're not. It's not. Yeah,
we're doing our homework right now.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you.
Look, yeah.
It's also like rapidly unfolding
Oh, yeah.
minute by minute
Yes,
too.
yes.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the end of our news segment.
You know, Brian, I was
Yeah.
looking in the fridge the other day.
Okay.
And me and Mandy, we went out, got some food with the parents, my parents, her parents, and we ended up amassing a lot of leftovers.
It
just
happens.
stacked
Yeah.
high in there. So I'm
Yummy.
like looking around. I'm not sure what to get. Do I get the sizzling fried rice over here, or do I get the zesty chicken pot pie over there? But there's one in the back. I couldn't quite tell what it was. It's something savory, but I just wasn't sure what it is.
Yeah.
Mandy, do you remember what it was in the back that left over?
Was it rice?
No, it wasn't rice.
Please be right.
Was it a rice cake?
It might have been a rice cake. No, but I think it was a little more flavorful than that. It was like something tasty.
Oh, like a tasty treat?
Umami
No,
flavor.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it like a tasty topic?
Oh no!
Yeah, I think it's
okay.
really weird.
That's not even the weirdest one.
Nope. And Amanda, you have our tasty topic or topics this week.
I do. In honor of Destiny, we thought it might be fun to have some questions. We're going to bring back our old question topic from Caitlin, but with a little bit of a Destiny twist.
All right, so you got some little questions for us then?
I do. Our first section is going to be some rapid fire questions. We covered a little bit of this earlier, so I apologize if some of them are repeat. So the goal of this is to say the first thing that comes to your mind as quickly as possible.
All right.
All right. So your favorite class?
Warlock.
Titan.
Hunter.
Weapon of choice?
Auto rifle.
Bow.
Auto rifle.
Hand cannon.
Hand cannon. Oh no, Anthony and I are the same person. Arc, solar, or void?
Ooh, this is hard. Oh no, you stopped me. I think I was a solar person all throughout. So solar first, but I'm kind of dabbling into void these days. But I guess I have to go solar. That's my first
solar
baby.
solar tryhard.
Solar that hammers everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Void.
Oh, solar.
Shadow shot.
Wow. Solar.
See,
taking it away.
I used to love Captain America shields
Right.
for the Titans, but then I realized I could regenerate health with a hammer. So no, it's
Shadow
hammer.
shot because I can tether enemies and I can make all of you guys invisible with my smoke bombs.
You're right.
Yeah,
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Gambit, Crucible, or Strikes?
Gotta be quick.
Oh! I'm always
fast.
starting.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay. I'll go. Crucible.
Strike.
Gambit.
Crucible.
Gambit.
I have my engram is 4 heroic strikes and also 4 heroic public missions. I just love that stuff.
The repetitive stuff I think gets me a little
gets
bit
me.
in strikes.
Yeah.
But Crucible is mine because I really.
You never know.
When you grind it, like spend time with it, and you start getting better, it feels so good.
And you never know what's
It
going to
does.
happen.
Although it also feels so bad when the rest of your team's terrible
Yeah.
and you're sitting up there with 20 kills and the next person's got 5.
I don't feel terrible because I was also that person that was bringing the team down.
but not like
So I
5
feel-
others of them.
We were both that recently.
Yeah, sure, fair.
Yeah, we brought the team down, but that's okay. We grind it back up.
I prefer when you guys play Gambit personally.
Gambit for when
I
we're
really
all
like
together.
watching
I
it.
agree.
Yeah,
actually.
Gambit,
Yes.
if it's all together, Gambit. But if it's not all together, I don't like playing Gambit with people I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
fair.
too much
Whereas
coordination.
Crucible, whatever.
I watch
Yeah.
Brian play with people he doesn't know all the time with Gambit. It's the best.
It's so bad.
Infuriating.
Oh, it's so infuriating. I lost like 7 matches in a row because my teammates sucked.
You lost 27 motes?
Gambit is where I wish that my random teammates could suffer friendly fire.
Because like in Gambit, I just started going, you know what, screw it, I'm just killing the other team. And every single match, I would just be killing 11 Guardians, and we would still be losing without even like summoning our Primeval. It was terrible.
Favorite planet?
Mars. I forgot to go first.
It's the moon. I know it's not a planet, but it's the moon.
The moon.
Yeah.
The moon.
Venus.
I'm going to say Mercury.
Ooh, Mercury's
Ooh,
pretty.
I
Pretty.
love Mercury, but you couldn't be in it in the first game, so I don't have that the nostalgia
Venus,
factor of
Venus
it.
I love.
Yeah.
Venus is the first time you saw the dragons.
Oh.
Because you can see them flying above you.
Favorite NPC?
I like the robot that's in Destiny 2 that is really just a
janitor?
blonde janitor of Emperor Callus.
Yeah.
Great
Oh,
character.
who
Oh,
gets
Benedict
possessed.
99?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. I agree. Mine is Mara Sov, Queen of the Awoken. She's been like my favorite since I first saw her during the House of Wolves, I think, is
Yeah.
her expansion. Oh my god, like just being in the reef and everything, her
yeah.
entire
Presence.
persona and presence. And then when you could do Queen's bounties and get her
Oh
armor
my
for
god.
it,
It was the best armor.
all I did was use her armor. Like I didn't even care if it didn't work for me, but I still used it because I was the Queen's man.
I think we both did those together and had the full set.
I was a musketeer. I was through and through for the Queen.
Mine would have to be Emperor Callus.
Ooh.
Nice.
Only because I have one, when we did that raid that one time,
yeah.
like in our attempts, I have one auto rifle that came from him that I still have, and it's a masterwork, and it's the most. But his voice, every time I hear it, it's like, I am the Emperor. And he has like that deep growly voice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It just triggers me, and I'm like, I'm gonna freaking do this. I'm gonna freaking win. It just takes me there.
Nice, Carlos.
Mine's a tie between I genuinely love Cade.
Yeah.
But also the ship on Nessus that wants to kill you, or Io that always wants to kill you. Is it
Failsafe.
Nessus or
Failsafe?
Failsafe.
Yeah.
Failsafe reminds me of GLaDOS so much.
Yeah.
And I'm not convinced that Failsafe's not the real villain of Destiny.
Those are where mine. It's Failsafe and Cade 6.
Like-
I feel like without Cade, they're missing like a level of humor.
Every
that
hunter,
they
I
used to
think,
have.
default likes Cade, though.
we did spend more time with Cade than
We spent a
other
lot of time with
classes.
Cade.
You did. I do love Failsafe, especially because actually just today I was playing her strike when you first meet up with her, and it was a strike mission, but you go through it, and then there's one section of it that she has about 5 different voice lines. That as you're going through, it's just like, hey, I feel like my insides are on fire. How are they looking? And then like as she's saying that, you're going through like her just on fire, and you're just like, oh no, it's fine, you're good, don't worry about it. But there's 5 different parts of, or I think it's about 5 different dialogues you could have with her, where it's just like that variation, where she's like, no,
That's
you're good,
awesome.
you're good, don't worry about it.
Gina Torres as Ikora also emotionally takes me there.
Yeah,
She is good.
In any time someone dies or she's out for revenge or she's going to show you something, whenever Gina Torres speaks, I'm listening. I followed her on Twitter just because of that.
Her reaction when Cade got killed actually got me emotional, because she was like, I was like, oh, Ikora really cared about Cade. That was her
Yeah.
little brother,
You
essentially.
felt that history.
yeah.
Their fire team.
Joe, you have a favorite character?
I can't remember the name of the shopkeep.
It's
Claudia
the
Black
Eververse.
does yeah, I love
Eververse?
Claudia Black's voice.
Okay,
You're the
'cause it's
only
Claudia
one.
Black.
He was playing one day. I'm like, whoa, go back to that person. Go back over there and talk to that person again. He's like, yeah, that's blah, blah, blah. No, just make them talk.
You're the only one who likes her, because she represents a really bad part of Destiny.
Yeah, it's the microtransactions.
Tess Eververse?
Terrible.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
love her voice.
She was the introduction of the microtransactions that Activision forced Bungie to do.
Would you like microtransactions? That's her jam.
Oh, but I love her voice.
She has a great
Yeah.
voice.
And a
Every
great
single-
personality.
yeah.
Hello, Guardian. Would
Yeah.
you like to upgrade?
I feel bad because
the
she's so
armor?
useless now.
Yeah, because you can just access the store from the main menu, but
Oh,
whatever.
right, right.
But yeah, every single time I walk by, Joe goes, "Oh, hi, hi there. Hi, how's it going?"
Good voice, though.
Oh yeah.
Great voice.
And that's the end of my questions, but I do have some trivia.
Ooh, tasty
Music
trivia.
swells.
Tasty trivia.
Juicy.
And the music swells.
So I have trivia about races, PvP, items, or quotes. Do you have
Races
a-
like vroom vroom, or
Yep. We're gonna start with races.
Like the SRL League.
Can anyone name the 5 enemy species?
yes,
Yeah.
All right, Anthony.
Go.
Hive, Fallen, Vex, Cabal, and Taken.
And 6.
6. It's 6. I know the
Hive,
last one.
Fallen, Vex, Cabal, Taken.
What's the newest one?
Oh, Nightmares.
No.
No.
It starts with an S. It's the Scorn.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
Scorn.
Scorn.
Yeah, that was last expansion, or the one. Yeah.
But they so like
Yeah, I know.
in the grand scheme of things, such a blip. I forgot. Yeah.
I only remembered them because one of my quests for Callus was you have to kill all of the species, and
Yeah.
so I saw Scorn. And I was like, oh yeah, Scorn. I remember that.
I have the
Right.
chalice of Scorn right now too. So
Right.
yeah, fine.
Which race was referred to as scary space zombies before the official release of the game?
I got this one. The Hive.
Correct.
Yeah, you literally said that before.
Which race is an undead version of the Fallen?
Taken.
Nope.
The Scorn.
Yep.
Oh, the Fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the Hive, I'm like, the Taken.
Because they look like Frankensteins.
Yeah.
Like whenever
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
kill you.
Which race is a combination of the other races that are just corrupted by darkness?
The Taken.
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 Yeah.
Softball.
The Scorn looks so cool, by the way, in that first intro season.
And the reason why they are that is because they were taken
Right,
by the
right,
Taken
right.
King. He actually integrated them and took them over.
A very smart way to reuse your assets.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, let's just redo this, but they're black now.
And sparkly.
And
sparkly.
they can duplicate themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are only fundamentally 3 races: the Cabal, the Hive, and the Vex. Because the other ones are just combinations of other things.
Yeah.
Enemy races, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
This one's fun. What's the most used weapon in PvP?
Oh. The hand cannon?
Shotgun.
Those two.
Yeah, I was about to say it's both of those.
You're both right. What's
What have I died to the most?
I was just thinking that too. What has killed me the most?
They say that 33% of all kills in Crucible come from hand cannons.
Wow.
I don't
So
use hand
shocked.
cannons at all.
1 in 3 deaths is to a hand cannon.
Not a shock.
Yeah.
What's the least used PvP weapon?
Rocket launcher.
Nope.
No. PvP is. What do you
It's,
like?
Sidearms.
I'm gonna
Nope.
go with side.
Scout rifle.
Nope.
Is it the
Sniper
bow?
rifle.
Nope.
Bow?
The machine gun?
Nope.
No, a machine gun.
What is
A
it?
submachine gun.
Yes.
Submachine gun. There we
yep.
go. Yeah.
Submachine gun, swords, and linear fusion rifles.
Really, the
Wow.
swords? I
Yeah.
like using the sword.
Yeah, but they're so hard to use because by the time you get close enough to be
Yeah,
effective,
you're usually dead. Yeah.
you're dead.
Although it says something about me because I use swords.
I got good at using swords in older Crucible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Titan sword, the Crown Splitter, that it basically slams into the floor.
Yeah.
So if you're playing PvP, you can literally just wait around a corner because you're seeing it as a third person. And right when you see the enemy coming at you, you're like 3, 2, 1, slam, and then you just kill him every time.
Did it?
Oh, I was gonna go and jam. And welcome to the Space Jam.
Here's your chance at
Do your
the
dance.
Space Jam.
Speaking of Crucible, who was the first Guardian to have a 25 match win streak in Crucible? This is in game. Who
In
was the
lore.
first in lore Guardian to have a 25 win streak?
I'm gonna go with Cade.
Nope.
Go with Shax.
Nope.
Zavala.
Nope.
Man. Was it the robot? The little
No,
robot?
this is going to be one of those characters.
Is it the Drifter?
Nope.
It's not. I have 2 guesses.
okay.
Okay, go for it.
Asher Mir
Nope.
or Osiris?
Nope.
Is it
Who's-
Eris Morin?
Yes. no. Is
it really?
It's not
That's
Ares. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the only person you
Who
haven't
is it?
guessed.
I don't know.
It's Ikora.
Is Ikora? Yeah.
Why did one of us guess Ikora?
Yes, Ikora.
I would have never got
She
that.
does have that rage in her, though.
She does.
You know how? I just want to say, in universe, how awesome can it be if you just have like an argument with your friend and you just blast them in the head because you know they'll come back?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really angry at you. Bang. Boom. All right. Good luck coming back.
Where's that ghost?
Yeah. They can't be mad at you.
All right,
what-
well,
that-
let's not piss off Brian. He has some thoughts.
That's what made Forsaken like the opening, like to
When you didn't have your
Oh,
when
yeah.
he didn't have his ghost
yeah.
anymore. When you felt the ghost die, and he's like, "Wait, that was."
I felt that emotion.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, even me in person, I was like, I got to be careful. I might not come back. I like this character.
When the dogs are coming
Yeah.
after you,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like,
I
no.
super hope the enemies in this game never get the memo that you could just take out the ghost. Because that thing is always out with me.
Yeah,
no,
I'm always like,
That's one of the things I don't understand. Like the Vex are the most, intelligent things in this entire universe. They haven't realized to just kill your damn ghost.
However, I thought it was cool when you're inside the Darkness Pyramid when you realize your ghost got hacked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the darkness got to my ghost. When the ghost says that, I'm like, how long have you been evil?
For our last bit, I thought this would be a fun segment. Is Destiny has lots of colors, some of which are like Fermius Blue or Desert of Gold, but some of the colors are a little less direct. So I'm gonna list some colors and see if you can tell me what color that's supposed to be.
Okay.
The first one, Metallic Sunrise.
Orange.
No.
No, it's purple, pink, and blue.
Yes.
That's what I have on my It's my shader. It's my shader on all of my armors. I look like Diva.
Yeah.
Descendant Vex.
Like a gray.
Nope.
Camo.
Nope.
Descendant Vex is. I was gonna go with like green, bronze, and,
Yeah.
and black. Yeah, because I saw that.
Wow.
Suros Modular.
Oh.
I know this one.
Is it like an orange, blue, white?
No. Close.
I'll let you guys get this because I absolutely
Isn't
know
it
this.
black, like teal and gray or something like that?
That's close, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red. Like red's one of its major colors.
Oh, yeah.
Black, white, and red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Clouds at Sea.
Nope.
Shades of Blue.
Close, yeah.
I like that. It's just shades of. That should be one of the colors.
It's shades of
just
blue.
Shades of blue.
But then it's not blue at all.
It has a teal. It has a dark blue in it or a black.
It is blue, white, and gold.
That's
I thought this would be harder, guys. You knew like 3 out of the 4. Like,
You know
oh, that
why?
one, of
Because
course
those
that's
are
what it
also
is.
like the more harder and unique shaders, and I think when we all get them, we're like, that's the one.
Yeah, because
I
when
like
I
the Iron Banner shader. It's
oh the one that one's nice. Yeah, yeah. I use
the-
Nessus Pursuit. It is a red, mainly red, but it has like like not a checkerboard, but it has stripes
it
of
has, like,
things,
the, like,
and so that's why I like to
herringbone.
use because it's not a solid color.
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah.
broken up.
I right now I'm all red because my favorite shader, which makes me pink, teal, and purple, I ran out of them.
Oh.
So I know that there's a mission that apparently gives it to you. So I'm in the process of earning enough for my armor again.
Well, if you go into your menu, you can actually just buy them from your menu.
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I knew that.
Yeah, and depending on if it's a legendary or just like a normal one, depending on what it is, it'll cost different things.
Good,
Like the one
'cause-
that I use is a green shade, it's green,
Yeah.
random or green, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
It's only cost me 250 glimmer. Wow, which is nothing.
Okay, I'm buying it back because I love that shader because it makes me I glow hot pink and teal, and it's
Beautiful.
reflective.
Ooh.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Destiny memories is coordinating our outfits to do the raid.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
And then we all show up in red, white, and silver.
That was the
and
best.
We're just so ready and prepared.
We took that
for the
group
mayhem.
photo.
It was
Oh yeah.
one of my favorite moments, not just in Destiny, gaming in
Yeah,
general.
we need to
right
get
there.
that. Like, I was very tempted when we were all on that the other night
To rate it
with
up?
Lewis. I was just like, oh, but it's like 11 o'clock. There's no way.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna get through this because I know Amanda's got
11
work in the
o'clock on a
morning.
Wednesday.
Carlos has got work.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to
raids
coordinate,
take
but we
like
need to
4
do it.
hours if
Yeah.
you're lucky.
We should have just
Yeah.
jumped in and then died.
Done.
But
I
the
think one of my
weekend is
favorite
coming.
moments-
It is.
The
One of my
weekend
favorite
is
moments
coming.
was also raid centric, and it was that one we loaded in, and I ran up, and nobody was behind me, and I looked down, and you guys were all fighting the guards that aren't supposed to notice you.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the heck shot them? And then Prime comes running behind me and into the room, and I'm like, oh, come on. And remember, I just jumped down and started taking them from like, go, guys, go, go. We don't have a lot of time. Go. That was like one of my favorite moments. Like, who did this? And
I love it.
then Prime just comes running behind me into the room.
Like normal with Prime or Anthony, just Prime no.
Oh, that was another good one.
That was, I think, that's Joe's favorite memory. As when we were
That
in
is
a
one
raid.
where I
it's
wish
just-
we were screen recording.
Prime,
Yeah.
stay on the platform. Stay on the platform.
That and that night that Christian narrated.
Oh yeah, I think that was the same night.
It was. So
Yeah.
now they just roasted Lewis because he's short in stature. And they all made a joke, even though his guardian is the same size. I was like, this is great.
And but that's the rest of our questions.
All right, nice.
Kudos to us with the shaders.
Yeah, nice.
well
I liked
done.
it. So now that brings us to our Dragon of the Week.
It's the Dragon of the Week. Yeah, it's so sleek. It's the Dragon of the Week. Come on, take a peek at the Dragon of the Week.
Ooh, little peeky.
The Dragon of the Week is our chance to shine a little love on the industry professionals that make the games that we love to play.
That's right.
And so this week, I'll
Yeah.
be...
Yeah. This week, Troy, you got this.
That's
And,
right.
Well, who's it gonna be?
All right, so since we're all doing a Destiny thing here, I decided to take a brief look at Jason Jones, the co-founder and chief creative officer of Bungie Game Studios and one of the main forces behind the Halo and Destiny franchises.
Nice.
Jason Jones, let it be known.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, quick note, if you find yourself up at night researching Jason Jones, no, he is not the actor-entertainer Jason Jones of The Daily Show and Pitch Perfect fame, married to Samantha Bee.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So save yourself the 2 minutes and 23 seconds I had, where I was very confused.
He does a lot.
I was like, wow, so multi-talented. Look up Jason Jones, parentheses, games, end parentheses. So Jason Jones, parentheses, games, is a programmer through and through. He started in high school and continued programming right into University of Chicago, where he was approached by a man named Alex Seropian, who had just published a game called Operation Desert Storm, which was topical since it was 1991.
That
So
is
right on the
topical,
nose. To publish it, Alex formed a little company you may have heard of called Bungie.
What?
And while they were in college, this guy Alex saw Jason and was like, yo, you got some dope programming skills. And was like, I see you're working on a game. If you want, I just made a company. I'll publish that game for you if you want to like be part of this company and program for me. And Jason Jones was like, yeah, sure. It's just the two of us, man. You don't have to be so formal about it. Like, what else am I doing? So they started cooking on games. And for the rest of the decade, they just kind of reiterated. And with each game, in like retrospect now, you can kind of see them slowly inching towards the framework of Halo with the 3D mapping and the shooters and all of that. Alex, who had created Bungie, was really into making games kind of based on war and tactics, and Jason was into making like multiplayer RPGs. Like that dude, like his thing was making like early code multiplayer, like figuring that out.
Okay.
So eventually, this recipe between the two of them came together perfectly for the creation of a game called Monkey Nuts.
What?
Yeah. To which Jason was like, "Oh man, I'm working on Monkey Nuts, but I can't let my mom see the name of this title, so I have to change it." So he changed the title of this game called Monkey Nuts to Blam! Exclamation point. And that title, Blam, eventually became Halo. It was just Halo.
I have a very important question.
Yeah.
So Monkey Nuts, was it with an S or a Z at the end?
It was just an S.
Oh, boo.
I know, this was 1997.
Yeah, this is like
Z's-
peak. This is peak Z.
Well, with the Z, you could go, it's a monkey who's nuts. With the S, you know what it is.
You know what they're talking about. So they eventually decided on the name Halo Combat Evolved, and it was a whole to-do how they got there. That's another story. But Jason Jones was the game director and was helming that Cortana-filled ship that Microsoft then bought Bungie in 2000 and was like, "We like what you all are doing. How about you do this on this little system we are creating called the Xbox? What do you think?" And they're like, "All right, cool. We'll do that." And they did, and the rest is history. Jason Jones went on to be the lead designer for Halo 2. And he decided to take afterwards, he decided to take a sabbatical from Bungie because apparently he tends to dislike sequels. Yeah. So he did the second one because Halo blew up and he was like, "All right, guys, I'm good." When he came back, he had a fresh idea, harkening back to his olden days of making multiplayer RPGs. He talked with a college friend who was working on an RPG called Dragon's Tavern. And pretty much together, he's like, "How about we add some first-player shooter to that? This would be what would become Destiny." So they worked on it, and this guy named Griezmann, who was making the RPG with them, made this huge story, and they got really far into development, and then they turned it over to Jason Jones, and were like, "Here it is, the story, how it's going to work," and he was like, "Oh, I'm not feeling this. I'm going to go ahead and scrap everything you did,
What?
and we're going to start the story over from scratch."
Fresco.
But at this point, they were bought out by Activision.
Yep.
And Activision was like, "I don't care what you do, the game's going to get released this year." So they delayed it and delayed it. And you may remember, as you mentioned, how Destiny released without a story, really?
Yep.
Yeah, this is why.
Well, that and also Activision allegedly made them gut a lot of the story too, so they could release it in iterative expansions as well.
And they also didn't have time to finish story elements, so they cut them so they could just get the game out.
You look back, even into the alpha, which was not that many months before, they still had story elements that have never actually appeared in the game. Like Rasputin was supposed to have a body.
Right.
You were supposed to play a mission with him.
Yeah.
There was hints of that in the alpha, and it's never appeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said Das Vidanya.
Basically, Das Vidanya Anya to Rasputin. But yeah, there's a whole drama.
Yeah, you could probably I'm sure there's probably a good documentary just based on that alone.
Yeah, there's a couple of them actually that they've had. Yeah.
Like he pretty much had to bring in a team to just like work on story, but really he was working on the gameplay and whatnot, and kind of just brought in a brute team just to like fill in. They were without a writer pretty much. It was a bunch of programmers making story, and it kind of feels.
It felt like it. Yeah.
There's a YouTube series called What Happened. Mm-hmm. He breaks down for the most part video games, and he talks about that because he even shows like the first E3 demo where they're like, yeah, each person will have their own base on their planet of choosing, and you'll load in and be like, hey, Scott, I'm on Mars in my cave, and you got to go there and play. That is not the game we got.
And so because of these decisions, he was leading that game, and it released to lukewarm reception because it wasn't a finished game. It didn't have a compelling story. It didn't have a linear story. It was just a mess. Mm-hmm. And at first you're like, well, man, what a horrible decision. Why would you do that? But I think in retrospect, he kind of saw what they had, and it was a linear story. He wanted something more obtuse, something where players could choose where to go and what to do. And I think essentially that is the reason why we have so much mystery in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the driving sections or driving forces of Destiny is the fact that you don't know what's going on, and you hear little tidbits of people finding it out, of the lore, of the history of what to do, and that kind of magic word of mouth discovery, I think is what is one of the most captivating things about this game.
I feel like the lore in Destiny has been created just as much by the user base as it has been by the people making that game. Because I give Bungie, they have listened to the users, and when users are like, this is my theory. Months later, they're like, yeah. Now, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That was better, so now it is.
Yeah. So in all, I think he's a super cool dude, and I think he had some really foresight when he came to the scope of this game and something really different. And I think, to close it out, one of my favorite things about him is beyond all of this programming, power test, and game direction, he still just likes to play. He goes anonymously into the games and just likes to be amongst his fellow players, to see it through their eyes and to also just experience what it is to be a gamer. And that's one of the reasons he stepped off of Destiny 2 is he just wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
Which
What
I
a
think
great way,
is
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And also, kudos to you for finding a person who majored in something in college and followed through on
And
it.
is doing it.
I don't know if I got his major. He might have been a major in something else,
He was
but
programming. It's fine.
he was definitely active in
I
programming.
feel like it's something belonging
Yeah.
to do with that
Right.
because he got recruited.
Right.
Find out
You
he
know,
just majored in creative arts. That was
But like,
watercolors.
I want to say like 95% of our dragons are just like, all right, cool. I majored in American studies, and here I am now doing this thing.
I
you know?
majored in pottery. Now I'm a composer for Nintendo.
Yep. That actually is one of them. Yeah. It's hilarious. So yeah, when you started saying, I was like, ooh, is this going to be one of the 5?
Yeah. But that's my dragon of the week. Our dragon of the week.
Our dragon of the week, which
Yeah.
was, what was his name?
Jason Jones.
Jason Jones.
Parentheses game. Games.
Not parentheses, getting me pictures of Spider-Man.
Right.
All right. Well, all right. Very good dragon of the week there, Troy.
Indeed.
And then, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of our Destiny-filled episode. I hope you're still here with us.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us nerd out
Yeah.
fully on Destiny with
About
us.
this game that many of us have been playing for years.
Yeah.
Years and years and years.
For those of us in the beginning, this is year 5,
Yeah, this is. And
which is
That's so cool.
insane.
yeah, and they originally wanted this to be, they said you were going to be playing your same character for 10 years.
Yep.
Wow.
And I believe it.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's worth saying we love Destiny a lot. It does have its flaws.
Oh,
it's got a
absolutely.
lot of flaws
Yes.
that infuriate me.
It's an abusive game.
I've turned the system off many times. I've been like, nope, I'm done with you.
You mean like 2 nights ago?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yep.
2 nights ago.
I was done.
Oh, it's an abusive game. It's the only game where I know it's like, here's this vitally important quest. No info on how to accomplish it. Have fun.
It's even more testament to it that I always come back.
I actually hate when it's like, I know exactly what I have to do. Just spawn. Please just do
spawn.
this. Please just come on. I know I'm here. I'm here. By
By the way, right after you
Destiny
guys signed
knows
off,
you're
I
there.
fought 2 Gate Lords. I
I
felt
hate
so
it.
bad.
I
I'm like,
hate
of
it.
course.
I hate it.
It wouldn't have counted for me anyways. It's fine.
My best friend, my worst enemy, Destiny.
It is.
I thought you were talking about me. Aw.
You're just the best friend.
Aw.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Tasty.
Oh, no.
Whatever, man. Let's keep it.
It's fine. If we go with it.
Brian's tasty.
I'm fine with that. So that brings us to the end of our episode.
Boom, 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 boom.
Wow. And yeah, as always, we record live upstairs inside of Tate's Comics, powered by our friends at 2000 Brigade. And then we also have a sister podcast, which is Tater Talk, that Anthony is on.
Yeah.
A Tate's Comics podcast.
That's right, he
That's
is-
more than just comics.
It's
It's just
true.
a
Pop
conversation with
culture,
nerds.
movies, TV shows. I
It's
love
got
it.
it's a little bit of everything except for games, 'cause
Yep.
that's what this is for.
Super obscure TV shows sometimes.
Yeah.
And tangents.
Oh, lots and lots of changes.
It is Tangent, the podcast.
It is. I think it's more unprepared, the podcast, but that's where the tangents come from.
Gosh, no one knows that. I've been told very many times people think we prepare.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we're so prepared, Anthony. Who
The most prepared.
most smartest. You can also find us online, right, Troy?
That's right. Check for us for some supplemental content of Taste of Dragons on Twitter, which is run by Mandy over here.
What? No, it's Todd. Todd totally
Todd.
runs
Todd
it.
the Dragon, our mascot, runs it. And
Yeah.
also on Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, we have a special feature this week, the Ranking of Dragons, our quest to rank every video game dragon in video game history. For Destiny, we will be ranking the raid dragon Riven,
Rawr.
which is one of the amazing dragons from the Destiny universe. We're going to have a little talk later and leave you teased to see where it will end up on our list. Check
right.
it out on Instagram this week.
It will, yeah. And I'm really glad that we were able to borrow that from Myst. That we were able to get Riven into this.
It's about time.
Yeah, it was.
Good for them.
Really point and clicked that.
I did. It kind of roamed about, but yeah, as always, my name is Brian.
Amanda.
I'm Troy.
I'm Joe.
And then also our special guests of the week.
Yes, once again, thank you all for coming.
I'm Carlos.
I'm Anthony.
Our guests of dragons, our
Yes.
GODs, our
Yes.
gods.
Right.
I am.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for being on with us.
Thank you.
Always
Thank you.
a pleasure.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Indeed.
And yeah, that was this week's episode. Have a great week, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Ribbon's probably going to be number 3 on the list.
I like it.
Ooh, I don't know.
What, you don't
No,
like? No?
I said
about
keep
that?
him at 5
Because
because
what are you talking about?
you have a
Spyro?
Zelda. You have a dragon from Zelda.
Nadra, the wisdom
Nadra,
dragon.
I would put him
No, no,
above
he's-
Nadra.
Oh no, Daedra's totally.
Your
Yeah.
ribbon like grants wishes.
All right, fade it out. I'm bringing out the guns.